Yes, children. So today we are going to study the last poem in first semester's part. That is the temple and the body. It is a translation of Basavanna's Vachana. It is a very popular uh, poem, wonderful spiritual poem. I know you all have read this Vachana in Kannada already. Some of you have studied also, I think. Okay. So let us see how it is translated to English, what is the importance of this Vachana, and who has translated it to English. About all these things, let us discuss in our today's class. Okay. So first of all, it's the poet of the poem is Basavanna in reality, but it is translated by whom? A.R. Ramanujan. First, let us read something about the great social reformer who lived in 12th century. You all know about Basavanna, you all are very familiar with him, and also you all are very familiar with his vachanas also. No? So let us read what about is given there no, in the textbook about Basavanna. That we will check once, later we will study the poem. Yeah, share page first. See here, children. Basavanna, who lived from 1106 to 1167-68, that is not clear. So he lived in the 12th century, was a great social reformer who, who strove to build a new social order free from caste, class, and orthodoxy. He was the leader of the medieval religious movement Veerashaivism, of which the Kannada Vachanas are the most important texts. If one were to choose a single poem to represent the whole extraordinary body of religious lyrics called the Vachanas, one cannot do better than choose the above poem. Of Basavanna. It dramatizes several of the themes and oppositions characteristic of the movement called Veerashaivism. Akka Mahadevi, Allama Prabhu, Devaradasimaya are some of the other greater Veerashaiva poets. So this Devaradasimaya is also popular as Jedaradasimaya. Then a note on the translator, A.K. Ramanujan. Okay, I have written A.R. It is A.K. Ramanujan. Let me make it A.K. Ramanujan. So, A.K. Ramanujan, 1929 to 1993, a renowned poet in English and Kannada, has translated the Vachana into English. So children, see here the temple and the body. You can continue sharing. See the temple and the body. This poem is for memorization. You can find it. So 3 poems are there for memorization. Already we have learnt 2. Lokinwa, 4 stanzas. First 4 stanzas. Then next one, a poison tree, all the stanzas, all the 4 stanzas, and this poem. This is very easy poem to memorize. So its poet is Basavanna and translated by A.K. Ramanujan. Now children, first let us read out the poem. Later we will have discussion about this. See, the rich will make temples for Shiva. What shall a poor man do? My legs are pillars, the body the shrine, the head a cupola of gold. Listen, O Lord of the meeting rivers, things standing shall fall, but the moving ever shall stay. So this is a very spiritual poem. Once again, let me read out the poem for you. The rich will make temples for Shiva. What shall I, a poor man, do? My legs are pillars, the body the shrine, the head a cupola of gold. Listen, O Lord of the meeting rivers, things standing shall fall, but the moving ever shall stay. So you can find three stanzas in this poem, children. Once you can stop sharing. We can divide this poem into three stanzas. So let us take the first stanza first. Here the poet Basavanna is asking, the rich will make temples for Shiva. What shall I, a poor man, do? He is asking. See, he's saying the rich people, they will build temples for Shiva. Means they have chosen the way in which they could serve the God by building the temple. Okay, by building grand, glorious temples, they what? They can serve the God. They can afford to build such a large buildings for Lord Shiva to serve him. But I am a very poor man. What can I do? What shall I do? I cannot. I do not afford. Okay, I cannot afford to build such a large temple or temple for you. What shall I do? So this is asked by whom? The poet Basavanna. So in the beginning of the poem itself, he is what the whatever social problem prevailed at that time. Two classes, rich class and poor class, they prevailed, and he is speaking, what shall a poor man do? He is asking, he's bringing into what the he's showing, he's bringing into notice the poverty that existed at that time also. He's asking. So when he is telling that the rich can build a temple for Shiva, he is not telling that. He is not jealous about the rich people, and even he is not telling that these rich people build temples for Shiva to show their or to exhibit their economic status. So he has not told anything like that. He just has told that rich people can build a temple for Shiva. What shall I, a poor man, do? He is asking, means he is in anguish, he is in pain, severe mental pain, anguish. He is in pain. So he cannot build a temple for Shiva, he cannot afford it. He is feeling helpless. So, as the rich people are serving Shiva by building temples for him, so he cannot build a temple, no. So, he is feeling helpless, he is feeling humiliated, and he is in anguish. He is facing what type of feeling, children, here? He, he is facing anguish, a type of mental pain, okay? Being a poor, as he could not build a temple for Shiva, what should he do? That he is asking Lord Shiva himself. Okay. So you know about Kudala Sangama. Now where is Kudala Sangama, children? Can you tell me? Where is Kudala Sangama? Akshay, do you know where is it located? I have to come to social science now. Where is Kudala Sangama located? Does anybody know, children? At least in which part of our state? Northern part or southern part? Can anybody tell me? Nobody has visited Kudala Sangama so far. Children, can you hear me or not? Am I audible to you or not? Actually, is there a network problem? Huh? Children, am I audible to you all? Yes or no? If it is yes, then raise your hands. What is the message? Hmm? Who has told? Nitin and Ashwit have told me that. Yeah, thank you. Nitin and Ashwit have messaged me that It is located in Bagalkote district in northern part of Karnataka. So before continuing the poem, I want from your side, tell me whether I am audible clearly to you all or not. Raise your hands and give me the answer. Is located in Bagalkote district of our state. It is located in the northern part, no? So it is a place where three rivers meet, Kudala Sangama, River Krishna and its tributaries, River Malaprabha and River Ghataprabha. They join River Krishna here, okay, in Kudala Sangama. So that's why it is called what, children? Kudala Sangama, means the Triveni Sangama it is. Here you have the temple of Lord Shiva, and Basavanna has chosen this Lord Shiva of Kudala Sangama as his deity. So in all the vachanas written by Basavanna, you will find Kudala Sangama Deva, right? He is the chosen deity of Basavanna. Now our poet, our speaker Basavanna is asking the Lord of this meeting rivers. He is asking Shiva, who lives in Kudala Sangama, his chosen deity, being a poor person, what shall he do? Then what he does, he tries to console himself. He tries to convince himself, and he tries to find a solution for his misery, for his pain. So he feels that he cannot build a temple for Shiva. That's why he was in pain, no? Now he has to find solution for his pain. So for that, finally he found a solution that is found in the second stanza of the poem. Actually, once share the page. See, in the second stanza, he is telling, my legs are pillars, the body the shrine, the head a cupola of gold. See, now he has found a solution for his problem. He is telling, he is comparing his body to a temple. So he is saying, my legs are pillars, body the shrine, the body the shrine. Shrine is the place where prayers are offered to God. Okay, so Devalaya, Devasthanada Garbhagudi, where the statue or the idol of the God is situated. So that is called what, children? Shrine. Okay, let me again repeat. Shrine means what? The place where the prayers are offered to the God. Garbhagudi anta helbodu, the place where the idol or the statue of the God is situated. That is called shrine. So he is telling, the legs are pillars, my legs are pillars, the body the shrine, my body itself is shrine, and the head, a cupola. Cupola means what, children? See, here I have written it on the board. You can see it here on the board. Cupola means a small rounded dome. So in every, can the board be seen today? Once stop sharing. Cupola means, children, a small, it is a small rounded dome. I have written it here. A small rounded dome is called what, children? Cupola. So he is comparing the cupola of the temple. Means in every temple you can find the dome. No, rounded dome will be there. In almost all the temples, a small dome will be there. So it is called cupola. Okay. So yanna kale kamba dehave degula shirave honna kalasavaya. What is the meaning of this cupola? Cupola is honnina kalasa. Devasthanada kalasavanna. It is called, children, cupola. So he is comparing his head to the cupola of the temple. Why? The poet is comparing the body to the temple. So this Basavanna found a solution. He felt that the God who has created us, no, he lives in our heart, right? So he lives in our heart, and that's why our body itself became what, children? Temple. Okay. Now when our heart is the shrine, when our heart is the place where prayer is offered to the God, then my legs became what, children? The pillar, right? The pillars of the temple, and my head, it definitely will become the cupola of the temple. So he felt that, okay. So this human body which is created by the God, my soul, my heart, okay, it is the place where God resides. So wherever I go, wherever my body goes, no, so in all such places I can find the temple and the God in myself. So he says that the human body is of immense importance. ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಬೆಲೆಬಾಳುವಂತಹ ದೇಹ, human body. Because with the help of this body, what you can do good deeds, you can act, you can thought, you can bring into action good deeds, and you can help the people who are in trouble. So by keeping your body clean, by keeping your heart what clean, and by having what children pure devotion, what you can do, instead of building temples for Shiva, you can convert your body itself as the temple. So that's why what he is doing, he is comparing his body itself to the temple. Understood, children? See, let me tell you again, in many ways you can think here. So first of all, our poet Basavanna is very what sad. He is facing what a feeling of anguish because he is a poor man and he cannot build a temple for Shiva. Then for his pain, for his anguish, he finds a solution. So what is the solution found by him? He compares his body to the temple. So where the God resides, the heart, okay, it is mobile, it is movable. Wherever the body moves, our heart also moves, right? So that's why he is comparing, means he is giving lots of importance to human body. So human body which is going to be destroyed in the future, no, it is also not permanent, but it has got immense importance because it is with the help of this human body we can help others, we can do good deeds. So again I should bring to your notice the great reformer Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya also believed that Aham Brahmasmi, God lives in me, right? So Aham Brahmasmi, it is the belief of whom? Shankaracharya. So the same thing was believed by Basavanna also. So now, children, within 2 to 3 minutes, the meeting is going to end. So let us do one thing before starting the third paragraph. Let us end the meeting here and let us again rejoin very fast. Okay, don't make me to wait. Join fast.